We're back with the bad vibe with Dwight and Jeremy.
Hey, I was thinking, remember how... Oh, yeah, this is episode 97.
Episode 97.
97. Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah.
Me and my daughter. That was Eminem, I guess, whatever. They're like,
It'd be funnier. It'd be funnier if it was you and your daughter than you and me.
Like, Eminem's here, right? No, anyways. All right, so remember back when we were younger, like minutes ago?
Yes.
No, when we used to say that the FBI is always listening?
Yes.
We used to always be like, making jokes and stuff, saying that they...
you mean on the podcast, right?
No, I mean like just in life. We've always said like on the phones.
Yeah.
We've always thought like they were watching us for some reason.
Yeah.
Because they, not necessarily us, they're watching everyone.
Everybody, yeah. FBI, CIA.
They're not just listening. With phones now, they even say there's that definite capability of tapping into your phone.
Yeah.
And, they know people can do that to computers and everything.
That's what the whole, Edward Snowden thing. He's hiding out in Russia because he told us about it. The government wants to off him.
Yeah.
I feel like they could probably, or maybe they can't, but if they could, make your phone just blow up. So then if they want to kill somebody, everybody always has their phone.
I'm sure, yeah.
It's either in your pants pocket, they blow your dick off, or it's in your shirt pocket, they blow your heart out.
But yeah, they definitely... iPhones and stuff like that were probably encouraged to put cameras on both sides of the phone so they can get a good panoramic view.
They're it's for selfies.
Selfies, so you can look at yourself.
Yeah.
Taking a picture.
And people ate that up.
It worked perfectly fine the other way. But you gotta have. And now there's fucking iPhones with 3 cameras on the back.
Yeah, I saw a phone case that the little slot that's opened up for the big cameras. It was like Arnold holding a rocket launcher.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And
they're pretty cool designs, actually.
I guess, but it's
making fun of it.
I really miss when taking a picture was not that easy. Like you had the little throwaway cameras.
Yeah.
And then but you just didn't take pictures of everything. You appreciated what you were looking at instead of just this would be a good picture. I miss those days. I know I'm just an old man.
There's a lot of times when we went to that military funeral through the week that there was some white trash lady, I guess we're somewhat related to, taking a picture of a military dude handing the folded flag to a kid, and it's right in his damn face.
Yeah, seriously,
a foot and a half away.
Right. I
saw the picture.
Yeah.
In the picture, it's you see that guy's face better than we did, and we were in person.
You can see the pores in his face.
I mean, she probably had some shitty fucking.
But it's a military funeral, and it's all me and you were so impressed by the whole it was so
being there was just really really cool.
It was cool. I mean, I was telling you, I was man, it would be cool to get a picture of some of this
video,
but it's disrespectful, and it would kind of ruin the moment.
Yeah.
And then almost as I said that, this fucking white trash lady with a John Deere jacket on.
Yeah, starts picking up her phone and rubbing it in that guy's face.
Yeah, as this soldier guy is handing a flag to the guy who died.
And the guy never flinched, never did nothing. And if he said something, he'd be kicked out.
As soon as him and the other soldier got in their car, they were that fucking worthless white trash piece of shit.
Yeah, he's I hate when they do that.
He's if I knew that was what some Americans were I wouldn't have signed up to protect them.
Yeah.
But
he got to pick and choose, right? You know what I mean? He goes to the thing when they sign up for it. They're who are you fighting for? And who do you not want to fight for? And he has a picture of her, right?
Yeah, because he's I don't want to fight for anybody that goes to a funeral.
The Koreans come over here and they're whatever. He's no, you can have her.
Yeah.
Right?
He's I don't want to protect anybody who is at a funeral and wears a John Deere jacket that says nothing runs like a deer across the butt of the person.
They're well, that's at least a quarter of the United States.
It was more than a quarter of the people at that funeral.
Right? Yeah, but I mean...
There weren't... Let's see, there was 23 people at the funeral.
That wasn't our family.
There were 23 people at the funeral. How many teeth do you think were at the funeral? 35?
Yeah. Well, if you didn't count us, probably an average of 3 per person.
It was
One person might have had a lot in there, so it might have been an average of 4.
There were more charred up teeth in that urn than there were in live people's faces at that funeral.
So, where was it? Oh, yeah, FBI.
Oh, yeah.
So, FBI listens to everything, right? They got computers now that are listening to stuff for keywords.
Yeah.
I wish I found a list of the keywords and just call you and say them.
They're we do a podcast and we're just bomb, plane, Al Qaeda, whatever.
Trump, assassination.
That's the one where you'll see comedians do things about, because you have a joke, and part of your joke is the president being killed, right? So you'll see comedians do it, and you'll even see them like kind of roll into it. Like, let's make it real laughy at first, so like joke. And then you say the thing. Because if you gotta have some laughter in the background when it's recorded, so people know it was a joke. If it just like is a dead quiet, and then he's like, so anyways, let's kill Trump, right? And then like they end up having his voice saying, "Let's kill Trump."
How much do
as they do now have mine? Right? Yeah, I know. How much do you think goes into? Okay, so like any president has a lot of people that don't like him. Like Trump has a lot now, and before him it was Obama. Had the it's like real split. So there's a lot of instances. I see it all the time on Facebook and stuff of people say like something like they should or I would or something kill the president. How much effort do they put into that? Like how much do they look into it?
It would be very, very easy to kill,
I don't think so because hardly any presidents have been killed.
No, but I think if you really, really wanted to, you could.
Have you planned this?
No, I'm just saying. Get in a fucking tall building, know where he's going to be, have a gun.
I think, though...
like a sniper rifle.
I think what you're discounting, though, is the fact that when he's going to be somewhere, they, like, sweep it first. They find... Have you seen that movie with Marky Mark?
Yes.
Yeah, they use him to say, where would you... I mean, now...
Shooter?
Forget the twist on the movie that they're trying to set him up.
Yeah.
But they send him, they're like, all right, you're the best, like, shooter. How would you do this? So they know where to look. But... I just wonder because you see so often people say...
I think it'd be easy.
Now, when famous people say something that sounds serious, they definitely look into it.
Yeah. If those people can, like, hijack airplanes with box cutters and run them into buildings, right? Like that was real. No, they can definitely, like, kill the president.
Yeah, but I think that you're more likely, most people...
Oh, sorry, this is a spoiler alert for FBI people.
I think that it's more likely when a president gets killed...
You think it would happen?
I think ours will get killed?
You think he would?
No. I remember when they hired... what's his name?
Unhappy people that like him. They fucking...
I know, but when it was the other way, when Barack was in there, I heard a lot of people serious, like, I wish somebody would do this or that. And I remember thinking, like, my dad was like, there's no way he's making it. My dad's real racist. He's like, there's no way he's going to make it through. It's whatever. And it's like, there was never even, like, a shot fired over his head or anything like that. And that was, the people who love guns didn't like him.
Yeah.
Now, Trump's got it where...
Like, I'm Barack Obama, and you cannot kill me.
If you're Trump, I think...
I can't do an Obama at all.
If you're running for president, you definitely want to be pro-guns, whether you feel that way or not, because you want people that love guns to love you. You don't want a guy who, like, owns, like, anti-aircraft shit in his bunker basement.
You think
to hate you?
Trump owns guns?
Him personally? Yeah, probably, because he's, like, rich. He probably does, like...
I don't mean, like, he owns guns that his, like...
No. He probably had been, like, quail hunting or something.
Yeah.
He probably been quail hunting once, and he bought, like, a fucking Benelli...
$7 billion.
Yeah.
Right?
If you have
one gun.
Yeah. If you have $7 billion, you just own a couple of guns because, like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you had let's just say you made, like, double what you make, and you had a lot of, like, discretionary money laying around that you could just you'd probably buy a gun, like...
whenever someone has, like, some extra money, they go and get, like, toys, like a hobby.
Yeah.
Legos. When you got billions of dollars, you can have a bunch of different weird little cheap,
Yeah. I mean, like, if you were a billionaire, you would definitely own a couple of guns.
He buys Hobby Lobby, right? He just, like, it was a hobby.
And then he realizes it's all just like those little straight skinny sticks and little foam balls.
He's like, now it's just a lobby.
Your Trump is, what's the guy?
Very bad.
No. What's the SNL guy?
Oh, Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, that's what a lot of, like, impressions is...
It's him, yeah.
The easiest way to do an impression is to hear somebody else do it good.
Yeah.
And work off of that.
See how what points they hit.
But if you really, like, if you put as much effort into impressions as you do your actual job, you'd be pretty good. Because you do Rick from The Walking Dead.
I'm not doing it.
You never will do it on here, but you do it. That's almost just how you talk when you're not on here.
It's because it just ends up, hitting me, and I end up saying something like...
You're like, we got to do it for Carl. I can't even kind of do it.
That sounds like retarded. Right?
But, dude, all right. So, back in the mid-90s...
The FBI is like, all right, we can...
Yeah. Back in the mid-90s, We've talked about it on here before. Me and you boycotted Dennys.
Okay.
Because, the whole story. I'm not going to tell the whole story, but...
It was more you.
They wronged us.
It was more you than me.
Yeah, and I've told everybody this. I will go to my grave having never eaten at Dennys, right?
Okay.
Because they wronged us.
You ate at Dennys?
Fuck no.
Oh.
My son was real sick last week, and we took him to the doctor.
He ate at Dennys?
Yes. You got to let me tell this.
You know that does not happen on this show.
You're like, he ate at Dennys. You're like, Trump ate at Dennys.
You went and purposely didn't eat at Dennys.
Okay, stop guessing. So,
I can see you doing that.
My son hadn't eaten hardly anything in a couple of days, and then went to the doctor, and he was starting to feel better.
Had Dennys?
I know. He loves Dennys, and here's the craziest thing is, what he loves about Dennys is the spaghetti.
Dennys has spaghetti?
Yeah, exactly. Apparently they do. Wow. So when we got out from the hospital...
It's like in the freezer, they go in they got take a chunk out of it and put it in the microwave.
Yeah, so...
They're like, we made this 2 decades ago. They're like, we're almost done. They just have a big pot they made a long time ago. This poor kid. They're like, I don't know how to make it anymore. We're going to be out soon. He's the only one that's ever eaten it.
He loves it. So we're leaving the doctor, and I was like, he hadn't eaten in a couple of days, hardly anything. And he was like, looking all skinny and shit. And we're like, what do you want to eat? Whatever you want. And he's like, looked at me because he knows I don't go there. He's like, can we go to Dennys? And I was like, I don't care where we go. I was like, you can go to Dennys. I'm not going to eat there. And then my wife was all like, I don't know why you got to be. And I was like, I don't care. What do you really think you're going to be like bitching about it? And I'm going to be like, oh, okay, I'll do it. I'll give up on a boycott that I started 20-something years ago. I think I was 10 when they took over. I'm 36 now. So 26 years ago. So I was like, fuck it, I'll go. So we go. They come around and they're like, what do you want to drink? And I was like, just a water. And so it's like, okay, they give me water. I didn't drink it. I just let it sit there. I'm not going to drink their fucking Denny's water.
Wow.
Yeah. And then my son got his spaghetti and my wife got whatever. And they're like, and the thing is, I was starving. I was very hungry, and it smells good. Because, I like IHOP,
Yeah.
It's the same shit. So it's like, my wife has, pancakes and, eggs and bacon, and I was just smelling it. And I was just like, no way.
Do you think IHOP sells spaghetti?
Probably not. I don't know. If they do, that'd be perfect, though.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, starving. My stomach's just, making all those noises and stuff. The waitress keeps coming by, are you okay, sir? And I was like, yes. I'm
You're
fine.
like, can you bring me something to eat? From IHOP?
So,
I don't know why I try to sound like Trump.
Yeah, I know you did, though. So, they got done eating and stuff, and I was like,
You're like, I got $7 frickin'
I wish. So, they get done eating and everything, and I'm like, you know what? It's not enough that I just didn't eat and ordered a water and didn't drink it. Because I wanted them to lose money on me somehow. They kind of do on water, because water's free, but it does cost something. The energy to wash the glass, the actual water bill. So you do lose something. I didn't even drink it, so...
So did you dump it on the ground?
No, I just left it sitting there. But they're not going to So I just stole a spoon. And actually, I was going to bring it in here with me, but I left it in the car. So...
You're going to eat with it?
I don't know. I'm thinking about just hanging it up.
It seems like it would be like you're eating at Denny's.
Yeah, no,
I'm thinking... Using their utensils. You're like, damn it, I didn't think about that. Right?
I want to melt it down into a bullet.
Oh, gosh.
No, and so I was thinking about putting it in the studio.
Assassinate...
No one.
The president of Dennys. FBI was like, damn it.
They don't care about him.
Yeah, do it. Right?
Dennys is such a shithole, and it's the kind of place I like. I like kind of dingy restaurants where you think maybe you might catch something. I love that. But I will never... And my wife is like, I can't believe you went in there and just sat while we ate. And I was like, I was not going to eat. I told her before...
Well, tune in because now we're going to go to IHOP and you're going to watch me eat.
That's what I should have done.
Oh.
But I've told her before because she's like, you'll never eat a Denny's. She's like, you should try it. You would like it. And I was like, I'll put it this way. If I was lost in the woods for a month...
and a Denny's was in.
And had not eaten in a month... and
Is
had
a Denny in the woods?
I come out of the woods.
Oh, okay.
The Denny's that I hate is next to the woods.
Right?
Yeah.
And then there's a Denny's.
And I come out and I find in the parking lot $20 or something, and there's nothing else around. I know that it's eat at Denny's or starve to death before I find the next place. I'm just going to starve to death.
No.
I won't eat at Denny's.
There's people that are on those fucking mountains and shit because their plane crashed and they're trying to do something. They eat people.
Yeah.
Right?
And there was a Denny's nearby.
There was a guy named Dennys. Right? He's called Denny, right? And you're like, no, right? I'm not eating him.
It is funny, though, because it sounds ridiculous.
There's a guy with one leg. IHOP.
I would eat him.
Or that's why he's hopping. Yeah. You ate his leg.
But it sounds silly because I'm in my mid, I guess, to late 30s. And it's like I'm struggling. But it's like, it's what it is. And we talked about Jewish people last week. And how I said, like, there's people that aren't religious, but they follow some of the Jewish customs as, like, it's almost like, you know, all your relatives died in the Holocaust because they're Jewish. So it's, like, out of respect that you, like, do some of the Jewish stuff or something. Mm-hmm. For me, not eating at Denny's is just like because they I was going to say stole. They bought out the restaurant we loved that was such a big part of our childhood that I just said then, I just made a statement as a dumb kid, I'll never eat at Denny's. And then...
Now you have to be a dumb adult.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
And then the fact that I didn't up until... Because I'd never, like me and you...
I'm sure you made other very dumb claims when you were a kid. You know, you're like, I'm only ever going to eat pizza.
Girls are gross.
You know what I mean?
You know?
Yeah. And you're all like, I'm going to fuck dudes and always eat pizza. Right? You're like, I have to. You're like, when I was 3, I said I would. Right? You're fucking some dude and eating pizza. You're like fat and sick of it.
But you got to look at it this way.
And enjoying yourself kind of at the same time. Right?
You got to look at it this way, though. It's like, it's not that big of a deal to not eat at Denny's. Mm-hmm. And I've gone this long without it. Why would I do it now? I would be ashamed of myself. It's like you couldn't even. Denny's restaurants are always in like the restaurant district. It's never your only option, like it is in that scenario I played out of coming out of the woods. There's never a chance where I would have to eat at Denny's. I could not eat for a week and be fine. So why would I eat at Denny's? This was the weird situation where anytime my wife and my son are out and they're going to eat and they're like out and about, they go to Denny's a lot of the time because he loves it. But
yeah, because he's like, my dad won't fucking take me.
He even knows though. He's like, he like makes a joke about it. He's like, you don't like, but he'll be like, Dad, I don't know why you don't like Denny's. It's so good. And I was like, it's not about how good it is. I eat stuff that like, isn't good all the time.
You're like, hey, why don't we go eat at the Kettle? And he's like, what's that? Exactly. Right?
Denny's fucked us out of the Kettle. Now there's like 2 left in the country.
I hope Denny's ends up becoming some kind of huge fucking, like the biggest company.
Yeah.
And ends up buying out the rights to all restaurants.
Yeah, like on Demolition Man.
Somehow, yeah, it's kind of like a Taco Bell.
Yeah.
How, like, everything is a part of Denny's in some way.
I'll just start hunting and foraging.
You know what I mean? And it's like they own, like, the grocery stores. They own whatever, you know what I mean?
You come to my house, I'm squatting in the front yard eating a root.
There's like a deer running through and it's got a stamp on it that says Denny's. You're like, damn it!
Yeah, but everybody says, like, you've ate at Denny's, right?
I don't remember the last time.
But back then...
yeah, I have since then, back then, though.
Because when we were growing up, you know, I've told it here before, I'm sure, but our mom worked at a restaurant. She was the manager. The manager's family eats free. And we had no money, so the only time we ate was at that restaurant called The Kettle. And we would go in there every day, and that was our meal for the day. And we would get...
If not, we wouldn't have managed.
Exactly. We'd probably be like... I mean, we probably wouldn't have died. But, yeah, we got to eat, like, decent food and all that. So, when Denny's bought that restaurant out, their policy was no free food. So they were like, yeah, well, y'all can't eat free here anymore. And I was like, fine, I'll never eat here again.
No wonder the Kettle was tanking. They were giving away all the food, right?
Yeah, because we were friends with those Mexican dudes in the kitchen, and they would just hook us up.
Yeah.
They'd be like, we'd order something with fries, and they would give us, like, enough fries to cover a whole platter.
I don't remember any of that. I was little.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say...
Maybe that's why I don't have as big of a grudge on it.
Yeah.
As you do.
If I was 10, so you were, like, 6.
Yeah.
It's hard to form a grudge when you're 6.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was probably like, I'm going to only eat pizza the rest of my life.
Yeah, or cheese cubes.
Yeah.
You were such a picky eater when you were a kid, you probably didn't even like pizza.
Yeah, maybe not.
You know, you always hear those weird, like, kids that don't like pizza. Like, my son, he's weirdly picky. Like, the stuff he likes, like, he loves broccoli, but he doesn't like cheese melted on his meat. Weird stuff like it's not.
He doesn't like melted cheese.
He doesn't like anything on, like he doesn't like any condiments. He doesn't like anything on.
Who is it that can't have melted cheese on their?
I have no idea.
You said something about they can't have dairy and
the Jews.
Cows, right?
They can't have meat.
So he can never be Jewish.
Oh, he could be Jewish. Because he doesn't like cheese.
Oh yeah, he could. Yeah, so he could be Jewish.
Yeah, like he doesn't like.
He looks more German. Right? But, I mean,
blonde hair, blue eyes, tall.
Yeah.
He's a Hitler Youth, like in the making. But anyway, dude, the other day at work, it was like, you know how my job is. Sometimes we just sit around. So we were sitting around talking, and the older guys were telling, because somebody said something about my dad. They're like, "How's your dad been doing?" And my dad, when he was young, was like a notorious, like going to bars and fighting all the time kind of guy. And so one of them told a story about my dad getting in a fight, and then it led to this dude I work with. He's like this little dude. He's in his mid-60s. He's kind of a fun-loving guy. Like he's like just a real, like, he seems like a sweet guy, you know. And he was like, he's like, one time I was at the bar and I was playing pool, and this guy kept bumping me when I would try to shoot, and he just wanted to fight. He's like, and I knew he was eventually going to just hit me, so I just went ahead and hit him first. And I was like, damn, dude. I was like, that's pretty fucking hardcore. And then he's like, yeah. He's like, so I hit him, and he went down. And when he came up, he was going to try to hit me with a pull stick. He's like, so, I just, like, stuck my knife in him and twisted it. I was like, wait, what? He casually.
Oh, my gosh.
Very casually was like, yeah, so I just stuck my knife in him, and I twisted it. And he's like, the blood was coming out like, he's like, this is the way he described
like a faucet.
This is the way he described it. He's like, you know how when you have like a milk jug full of water, you dump it out and it's like chugging out? Like the air can't release, but he's like, the blood was like gushing out like that. He's like, I just got up and I was running out the door. He said, and then the bartender said, hey, you got to pay your tab. And he's like an idiot, I turned around, and he said when he did, they sprayed him with mace.
Oh, shit.
And he's like, fuck. So he like fell on the floor. He's like crawling towards the door. He said he somehow could like see good enough, and he just started running. And like, he said his mother-in-law lived real close. And so he like ran to her house. She's probably thinking like, God, I wish my daughter would have married anybody else. So he crawls up into her house, mace face, like tears and snot everywhere, blood all over him, obviously. He goes in there, and then like, he's like, somehow the cops found me. They probably followed the snot trail.
Yeah. Well, they're like, well, his mother-in-law lives like next door.
Yeah, you see where that trail of blood and snot leads?
His mother-in-law lives upstairs.
But it was so crazy how because we're all just telling old stories. It's like, yeah, then your dad hit this guy, and then that guy hit him, and it's all like that. And then it was so casual that he almost didn't mention that he stabbed the guy.
Yeah.
And then when I was like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, I just stuck my knife in him and I twisted it. And I was like, what the fuck? He's like, yeah. He's like, the cops came and, I had to go to jail. And I was like, how are you not still in jail? I mean,
where I work, there was this guy that was working with us. He was like 58, 59, right? I think I told you about this. But anyways, he was working, and he said that he had gotten out of prison a few years ago. And I didn't really want to, I kind of wanted to know, but I kind of didn't,
Yeah.
Anyways, he didn't work with us for very long, and ended up finding out after he quit that like one of the guys was like, hey, he's like, you know what he went to prison for? And I was like, I just assumed like drugs or something kind of like that. And they said that he had killed a guy when he was 18.
Oh shit!
He was robbing a store, and he went in there with the gun, and he had a friend with him, and like he pointed the gun at the guy at the register, and he said, give him the money or whatever. And the guy said, you'll have to shoot me before you can take this.
What the fuck?
So he did. Shot him in the head, and then again underneath his chin.
And this guy is not in prison now.
No, he did 30 years in prison.
God.
And when he got out, he like worked around some places. Very, very nice guy. Old man, but very, very nice guy. Yeah, he did 30 years.
Yeah, but if he asked for something, you give it to him.
No, what he said from being a kid, he always was taught to finish something. That's why he had the second shot underneath the chin to kill
I don't think that's what his dad meant.
Yeah, no.
He's like, don't quit T-ball. He's like, got it.
He said, he ended up like getting arrested like right after they left there, of course. And then, yeah. But yeah, he fucking shot the guy in the head and then one underneath the chin and then like took the money and ran and, fucking shit, you know?
But you always hear about people being in prison for, like, the rest of their life, and a lot of times it's something way less brutal than that.
Yeah.
And that dude just, like, straight up exit. It was like, finish him.
Yeah, I know.
He shot him.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's just like, got a job now.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
he just...
But you know, like... He
passed the background check. I mean, that's what's crazy. I mean... it only goes back 7 years. Oh, I murdered a guy 30 years ago, right? Or I murdered a guy 8 years ago. Like, oh, we only checked 7, right?
I could see only going back 7 years if, like, 20 years ago you, like, you know, stole some jerky from a convenience store.
My credit goes farther back than 7 years. You know what I mean?
I wonder if he has good credit. He always finishes everything. Payments, murders.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're like, we see you're in San Quentin Boulevard like, for 30 years. He's like, what'd you do there? He's like, made license plates. Right? And they're like, for 30 years.
He's like, yeah, but I had a
commitment.
He's like, yeah, but I had a 753 credit rating with cigarettes.
He's like, they're like, you never wanted to leave? He's like, oh, I did. He's like, but I stuck it out.
I always finish everything.
Right? They're like, yep, 30 years at the same company. Retired. Right?
I feel like you
the
could...
San Quentin license plate factory. Right?
It is funny that it's license plates. That's what you always, like...
Does it suck making license plates?
It seems like it'd be
It's got to be something kind of because it's like they're different molds.
You can't be creative. It has to be what it is.
It's different molds. It's not like you just press and then another one press. You're not going to make 5,000... LG 327, you know what I mean? It's like constant different numbers.
Yeah, there's no creativity. If it says it has to be like, you know, HVZ 3092, you can't be like, you know what, I think it'd look cooler if it was 3091.
You weren't with me. Me and, I don't remember who it was, we were in Victoria, we were driving, it was kind of dark, and we saw the people in front of us at a red light, they had one number off on their license plates.
On purpose?
No, I mean, they were just cars, side by side. It was like the last number, it was like 3, and the other one was like 4. It was crazy.
That is pretty cool.
Like, I mean, we didn't even think about it at the time to take a picture of it.
Yeah.
We were so amazed that we saw that. I think it was me and my wife.
It
was like letters and shit and all that. It was like Texas license plates, but it's like one number off. What the fucking chances, you know? Maybe they knew each other and they ordered them at the same time.
But if they would just...
The numbers catch that?
But if the numbers, like, didn't mean anything...
Yeah, I mean, it was like weird random ones. Maybe it meant something, but it's just... I mean, you know how like some people have like, it's like jizz. It's like Jay-Z or something like that. You know what I mean? And like that means jizz. I mean...
Do people have that?
It's like 69 jizz.
It's like Jizz Catcher 01.
Oh. But you know, like they take abbreviations. Sometimes abbreviations are ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like two letters and like a longer word and...
There's one, I want to say it's S Heart, so it spells Shart. And there's another one. This is one I see in town all the time.
This is S Heart?
I think that's what it is. It's something like that.
They didn't think that one through.
Yeah.
Or did they? Right?
Yeah, probably.
You know?
It's a chick. She's like, I shit in my pants a lot on accident.
Yeah, they're like, ooh.
Isn't it gross when a girl, you think of a girl shitting in her pants?
He's like, I'm going to quit it before I hit it.
But like if I tell you like, man, this one time I shit in my pants, you're like, it's like this crazy joke. But then like if some chick was like
known for it,
but I'm saying if some chick just tells us a story and she's like, yeah, you know, I just really had to go, and I was like, maybe if I fart I can hold it longer, and then I just kind of shit in my pants. For one thing, the kind of underwear they wear, shitting in them is just fucked up. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's not tighty whities or boxers or anything. It's like all lacy and supposed to look sexy. And there's just shit smeared in it. It's gross.
But, like, let's say there's, like, a flower back there in the lace, and she shits out, and it, like, smushes out. And, like...
It's oddly beautiful.
Yeah. You're like,
But the thing is, when you shit in your pants...
It looks like rose petals. Like, the way it's coming out. Like, little, like...
Yeah. It's like somewhat poetic. Yeah. You know? But, I've never had a girl admit about shitting in her pants. I know they have, because every guy you know has a shit in my pants story.
Yeah.
Every guy. Our butthole guts and all that is the same as girls. Mm-hmm. I know girls shit in their pants too. And the other thing, you know how you see these girls with like really big asses? Mm-hmm. Like, you're like, man, she's got a nice ass. One thing that always creeps my mind is like, it's not as easy to clean.
Yeah.
She's probably got
more of it.
A skinny girl with just like a kind of normal but small ass. I feel like it's going to be pretty clean most of the time. a girl with like one of those huge like tabletop asses.
Yeah.
It's like, and girls don't have long arms. It's like farther to reach.
They're like T-Rex arms.
And they can't wipe from the front and go this way because then they get shit in their twat or whatever. I was trying to think of a word that went good with shit. Shit twat doesn't. But yeah, you never hear a girl. Chart. You never hear a girl say like, "Yeah, this one time I shit in my pants." Like they didn't, but you know they do because once they do, it's like their asshole's too close to the part you like.
Wait, right there.
They're so close that
it exhales and then it inhales, and you're like, "Oh gosh."
When they're shitting, and yeah, it's pretty fucking gross if you think about it. If you think about it, every once in a while, you're like, you would almost could understand why some dudes are gay, but then you realize they fuck dudes' asses, so it doesn't. It's
they don't have the decision.
Yeah,
the options there. You know, it's like
yeah. At least men have balls. It's kind of like a little curtain between their asshole and their dick. You know, as you get older, it's a bigger curtain. You know, it's floor to ceiling windows at this point.
It's the weighted curtains.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a
shower curtain.
Shower curtain.
Yeah. So.
And then there's the shower head.
And it's like the toilet, the shower curtain, the shower head. Yeah. It kind of makes sense. Like, but for women, yeah, it's just pretty gross. And if you ever seen like when a woman has a baby, it just all becomes one thing. You know what I mean? Like pretty close, dude, because it's like this far apart, and then this top one gets that big.
Nobody can see your hand gestures.
It's gross, dude.
But they're like I can imagine it.
Yeah, but everybody knows what happens when you have a baby. You know how big a baby's head is. That has to come out, so it stretches down, and then so the bottom part of her cooch is like touching asshole.
Girls that are listening to this are like, stop it.
And I feel like once it touches, it's kind of like when you you know how when you have a coffee cup but you try to drink orange juice out of it, it always just, you can't get rid of that little coffee hint in it. Same thing. Once that asshole touches, there's always a bit of asshole tinge to it.
Nice.
But anyway.
FBI's like, why did we listen to this? Like, this is right.
So anyway,
we had like the female FBI agent listening this time, right?
She's like, well,
she's like, thanks guys. How'd y'all know? Right?
Oh shit. So anyway, off the assholes. Have you ever? This is something that occurred to me the other day out of nowhere. Have you ever cried in a movie?
Yeah. I mean, like, it's not like and just tears shooting out like cartoons.
Yeah.
But I mean, you get like a sad moment. You're like, holy shit.
Can you think of one in particular?
No.
I can.
What movie?
Okay, so
you're like, have you seen the new Joker movie?
No, actually, I haven't.
I'm like, that was tears of joy.
I'm sitting there crying. My makeup's running.
Yeah.
No. So, have you seen the movie Sherman and Mr. Peabody?
What?
It's a cartoon. It's about a little dog that's real smart, and he.
Oh yeah, where they go to the future and the past and all that shit. Yeah.
That movie, my son used to love it, and he was pretty little when we.
That one's sad.
Dude, hear me out.
What?
You gotta hear me out.
I mean, I know that. All right, the dog. Hold on, the dog adopts the boy. Okay, he's a genius, and the boy is like clumsy or whatever. Now the boy, he was like an orphan or two, right?
He was like left at the on a church doorstep or something.
In a basket or whatever, the old way. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, it's not
a dog with glasses found him.
But you gotta, as they sometimes do.
I'm already tearing up.
No, it's not the scope of the whole movie that was sad and made me cry. Okay. This is one scene. So the dog. I hope I don't cry telling it. People are like, "What the fuck?" So
the eyes laughing, dude.
The dog is trying to get custody of the boy.
Okay.
And so they're going, and it's like, dogs can't have boys, whatever. So he doesn't know if he's going to get it or not. And he's like reminiscing about his whole life up to that point, having the boy. And he's thinking about finding him on the doorstep and raising him and teaching him stuff. And it's playing this like montage of that. And there's this song playing. And it's like, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful boy. Anyway, I have a son. And he was real young at the time. And I'll be watching that, and I would just be like, have my hand over my face. Because I can't let my son see me crying in a cartoon. And I'll be like this, and I'm like, fuck. And you know
that's about a dog.
My eyes are so full of water, but none's dripped out yet. It's like defying physics.
Recently?
No, it's been probably...
You're like, days. Right?
No, it's probably been like a couple of years.
You still have tears in your eyes.
Did
he watch it before he ran over here?
He was little. This was like 2 years ago or more. But I was sitting there watching it, and I just got like... My eyes are just...
Did you think you weren't going to get custody of him?
No, it's just thinking about like...
You're like, that was rough. I know that's a cheap joke, but you were the dog in that story. Clearly.
I really was. I was just thinking about like the idea of a son and how it's indescribable. Like when you have a kid, it's like everybody that has kids understands it, but it's like you love your kid more than everything, and like it's the only thing that matters, and this and that. And I was thinking about this guy might lose. His dog with a bow tie. He might...
And glasses.
Yeah, he's put all this,
Who invented a time machine.
Yeah, but he loves this boy so much, and he might lose him, and he's thinking about all the happy times with him, teaching him stuff and all that.
Why wouldn't he just use the time machine to go back?
Yeah, exactly. So, I was sitting there watching it just...
If he's a genius, why didn't he think about that?
I mean, he's not that smart. He's still a dog.
Well, they did do with the grandfather paradox in there, I think they're right.
Yeah. But that movie... There's a couple of times where I'll be... It's worse as I get older, though.
It's in movies where it's like there's that real emotional part where it's like there's like either a long lost meeting.
Yeah.
That can be kind of sad. Not almost like those videos that people do where it's like the military.
Yeah, those never get to me.
Those don't get me. But I mean, it's like that in a movie, though.
It isn't
fake. Right? The real one where there's a guy hiding in the box and the kids are like, "I didn't see you forever, Dad."
But what I always think when I see those videos where like the military dad comes home and they do some
He's dressed as Santa Claus.
They do some weird thing to like trick the kid, and then it's like the big reveal. It's like, come on, dude, you're making it about you. You're trying to get attention from the... Go love your kid. Hug your kid. Like,
and besides, you walk into the fucking cafeteria where the entire school can see this kid.
Yeah.
And then he's going to run up to you like he's a little,
Guarantee the guys like me and you make fun of him for the rest of his life.
Oh, gosh,
like, Daddy. Every time you see him. Is Daddy here?
Like, no, he died in the Marines, right?
You're like, good.
Oh. That last one was his last deployment.
Yeah, he's like, I prayed to God that this would be Dad's last deployment.
I can already hear those support our troops people getting upset about this one.
We support troops. We went to a troops funeral this weekend.
He wasn't like a troop. 70 years ago, he was a troop. Right?
Yeah, but dude, he was like hardcore because he told me a story one time. He said they were fighting in Korea.
You remember stories that he told?
Yeah, I used to like listening to his bullshit sometimes. You just had to have an exit strategy because he would talk until either you killed yourself.
Oh yeah, all right, and then walk off.
Yeah,
right?
or I would always be like, what? Like look towards somebody else, be like, oh, Granny needs me.
He's like, yeah, you did that one last time. Yeah. He's like, and Granny's outside.
She's not here. Right? Yeah. So he said they were fighting in Korea, and he's like, he was just like, a kid.
Fist fighting. Is like people betting money?
He was a boxer.
He's out there. He's fighting a rooster. Right?
He's got a little blade.
He's like, how did I get into this? Right? He loses. Those roosters are tough.
So he's cockfighting in Korea.
Oh, no. Shit. He's got his dick out and he's hitting the fucking rooster in the head. It's like pecking at him. Oh.
The next night, it's hard to explain to the Korean whore that it's not herpes. It's chicken pox on his dick. She's like, chicken pox. Anyway, so he was telling me this story. He said they were fighting in Korea, and he's like, it was like real, like it was like humid and like all that. Is like, he's like, it was so uncomfortable, and he said that he can remember like the smell of bodies, and he said there were so many dead people that he said that they had dead people like stacked up that they could hide behind and shoot over. And I was like, wow. Holy shit.
Like sandbags.
Yeah. And I remember I was like, I asked him, I was like, how many like people do you think you killed? And he's like, I don't know. He like got
like,
real
people?
weird.
None. He's like
17 roosters.
Yeah. No, he's like Koreans. He's like, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't consider them as.
Yeah, for sure. He's like, why would I count? But yeah, he's like, I just went and did my job or whatever. I was like, okay, fucking Nazi.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I don't think he should have done his job, but just to answer it that way sounds very like Nurembergish to me. But yeah, he was just, I remember him telling me that he said the smell of the bodies and like is like humid and like, you know how when it's like real humid, everything sits real low. He said there was just like a stench of just dead, and like he said like people would have wounds that they couldn't get healed right away that would like be all pus. And I was like, dude, war used to seem cool, because he told me this when I was a kid, you know.
And he's like, all right, well, good night, see you in the morning.
He's tucking me in.
He's like, want the door closed? You're like, no.
Never. I don't ever want a door to be closed again.
Right.
But yeah, so we went to a troop's funeral, and we were talking about it at the time though. When you go to like a military funeral,
it's fucking badass.
No, it's badass, but like when you
I'm not one of those, like, you know.
I'm not a super patriotic guy or anything like that. But when I saw those two Marines in their uniforms and every step was where it was supposed to be, every hand movement was crisp and exact, and how they folded the flag, I was like...
And they can't see shit anyways because that fucking hat's
over their eyes. But they only look straight forward. No matter what they did, they only look straight forward. And I was like, man, it was so impressive. Like just to see that, like these two like young dudes that were both tall, that had something to do with it too. If one of them would have been like 5'6",
tall young guys, yeah.
I mean that one
in uniform.
You don't ever say anything gay, but you got to admit that black dude was very good looking.
And you like seeing the flag.
That black dude was uncomfortably good looking. But they were both like 6'2" or something. I want to think it would be weird if one of them was like 5'6".
Yeah.
Because they stand there and they're on either side of like...
It'd have been a lot more difficult, yeah. I would think they're like, hey, when we're picking people for the ceremony, they like butt them up side by side.
If they were both like 5'2", it'd be weird too. But I'm like, this is...
They were Marines.
Yeah, they were Marines. Even though the guy who they were burying was an Army guy. I wonder how much he thought about, like, did he think of himself as an Army guy?
They're like, Army guys will fuck this up. They're like, there's no way they're going to be able
Army guys are people that couldn't get into college. Marines are like, you know, people who wanted to go.
They make one of those, like, origami things. You know what I mean?
They start folding it halfway through. You see a look of panic in the guy's eyes. He's like...
They just start rolling it up, right? They're like, how did you make a star out of it, right? They're like, it's pretty impressive. Can you teach the Marines... You know?
He's like a swan.
They ended up putting their leftovers in it. Right?
There was an urn full
cremation.
Yeah, that was too easy.
Shit.
Yeah, but the Army guys definitely would have been like I said, they get halfway.
Army guys would have knocked over the urn, right?
They get halfway done folding it, and they just like roll it up real quick and just stuff it to the little kid. But I also know that because I was like, man, it would be cool to get that flag, how they, you know, that they handed the flag. And then I was thinking, like, the only way I ever will is if my kid dies in the military. So maybe I don't want to. Maybe I'll just buy a flag and me and you'll practice and we'll fold one up, put it on the mantle.
I don't know. I can't do that. Like how they did, like not looking and shit.
Dude, at work we have a flag and the same dude folds it up every time.
Do they do it like that?
Nah, he puts it on the table and does it, and it always looks all wrinkly and not quite like...
Yeah, well, it's one guy.
Well, it's one guy, and it's like that...
he wasn't trained.
It's that kind of material like your windbreaker jacket would be made out of.
Oh,
it's not like that thick cloth, you know. But, no, the military funeral thing, well, I guess we went up, like, we made a long drive Thursday to go to this funeral. Both of us, it was a funeral of our grandma's ex-husband.
Yeah, but I mean, he's been like our grandpa because I was like a baby when they got married, pretty much, right?
Yeah,
a kid, anyways.
Yeah, a kid.
Real little kid. I don't ever remember him not being around.
They got married when I was probably like 14.
I'm 32, and I don't ever remember her without him.
They were married for like 20-something years.
Yeah.
So we went up there for his funeral, and because we both wanted like bereavement days off, and anyway,
I planned on going to it from the beginning, but.
I don't know why you're kissing ass. He's dead.
Huh?
Like,
I just did. I mean, it's a good family moment. I know we go out to eat.
It's always I know. It's always good to go because we don't see that part of our family enough. No. But anyway, so we go up there and we got there a little early. So we were going to record a podcast up there, just sitting in the car. And we go and we find there's a Goodwill store, and we're going to park outside of it and record because it's kind of on brand. Like we're white trash.
I had to take shit. So I went inside, and he wanted to shop.
Well, the funny thing was, we both knew that once we parked at a Goodwill that we weren't going to record. We're going in to shop.
Yeah.
I had a couple of dollars on me, and that's like being like $7 freaking billion when you're in a Goodwill. So anyway, we go in to use the bathroom and stuff, and we're looking around, and then we happen to see like sport coats, like suit coats. And
you happened to see them. I was like, I own one. Why would I?
I was like, dude, we got to get these coats and wear them to the funeral. It would be funny. Because we weren't dressed nice. We had jeans and regular shirts on. And so we look and we look and we look, and we can't both find one that fits.
Yeah, we're kind of bigger guys, but a lot of the stuff there is for smaller guys. And I mean, at Goodwill, it's kind of just, you never know what the fuck's there. It's whatever they got.
You would think there'd be more clothes for fat people, because fat people die and then their wife have to get rid of it.
Yeah, but then fat people go there too, though, because you can't find clothes anywhere else.
Yeah, it's like the big and tall. The good and will.
The good and will?
Yeah, I don't know. So we're looking at these sport coats. We can't find the right one. And I was, at this point, I'm not going to the funeral unless I can find one. It's like important.
And it's kind of like cracking down in time.
Yeah, we were
like 15 or 20 minutes away from the place, and like he needs a coat.
We actually got a call from our family. They were stuck in traffic, and they're like, "Hey, since y'all are way ahead of us, when you get there, see if y'all can hold off the funeral till we get there." I was like, "All right," but we're in the middle of shopping in Goodwill. So anyway,
all right.
This lady comes, and she's like, we're looking at these jackets for like close to an hour at this point.
Yeah.
And there's only like seven of them.
We both tried the same one on like 3 times. Still doesn't fit.
I'm jogging in place.
Well, they all look alike.
Yeah.
You know?
I wanted a tweed one with the elbow patches.
It looked like we were Chris Farley trying on David Spade's jacket. A couple of them, I couldn't even bend my arm around to get into the sleeve.
I remember that one. I was like, dude, this one will probably fit you. You put it on, and like the end of the sleeve hit you at the elbow. And I was like, who is this for? A person your size with arms that are a foot long? So anyway, this lady comes. She's like, hey, they got more, like the longer ones in the back. Sometimes go check.
She said she was ear hustling.
Yeah, she's like, oh yeah. She's like, hey, I was ear hustling, which apparently in ghetto means eavesdropping. But she's like, yeah, I was ear hustling, and I hear y'all looking. She's like, go to the back, whatever. So we go to the back, and he gets there first. And he finds this immaculate black, like, wool trench coat. And he grabbed it, and I was like, no, I want it.
That was mine. And that one ended up being yours.
Yeah.
But he ended up finding another one, and we ended up trading. But, yeah, trench coats. Now, I've only ever seen them on TV, you know?
Yeah.
Or, like, when I went to Ohio for a business trip one time, and I saw, like corporate-y looking
I've never just, like, walked by a guy wearing one.
But, like, you normally just see them on movies.
Because we live in South Texas.
Yeah, we don't live in the weather for that. I mean, it may be weather today or in the morning.
Yeah.
In the afternoon, it's hot.
It was very cold that day, though.
It was cold that day, and we needed them. But, I mean, we are proud, I guess, owners of trench coats.
Like, I would get, like, what do you think?
It'll always fit me, too, though, because, I mean, I don't plan on being any bigger than I am now. And as you get thinner, it'll just button better.
It'll fit, but you can button more than one button if you lose a little. But how much do you think something like that costs? Those are expensive, I would think.
Those right there, I'm sure normally like $70-$80.
Yeah.
If not more. I don't know what kind of brand we got.
Mine was $12.99, I think.
$12.99,
yeah. So we got them.
Goodwill, dude. I know all that shit they got for free, you know? But, I mean, well, not everything, but that stuff they definitely got for free. And they sell it for $12.99.
Pretty good deal. But we got it.
I paid one of their day's salary, one of their guys.
Oh, yeah. Remember on the wall? It had.
They had some real winners that worked there.
They had the big, like, huge pictures, like 3x3 poster-sized pictures of, like, employee of the month.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you're talking about, like, there's drool coming off the picture. I mean, like...
It's a scratch and sniff.
Scratch and sniff seems like what you would call a retard, because they scratch everything and smell it. But it's just these people with like their mouths open and stuff. And so I was thinking, I had a plan, because they have it was 25% off anything with an orange tag, but my jacket had a green tag. Yeah. So I was gonna like switch tags. You know, how hard would it be to trick one of these tardos? Then we get up there, and it's somebody who looks like she probably went to college.
Yeah.
Working the money. Because like I said, they're not going to trust the fucking ding-dongs with the money.
No.
Because you can just go in there and give them Monopoly money and be like, they're like, thank you, come again.
You know? Can I get change for $1? 300s. And they're all like, no, it's 500s. Don't try to trick me. Hey. You're like, okay.
I'm not as dumb as I look. I was like, all right. But I was really, because if you ever go there, sometimes the local one here, when I go there, they have like a goofball working the counter, the register. And it's like, you can get away. I mean, you could seriously, it's like on Saturdays, everything's half off. You could go on a Tuesday and be like, it's Saturday. They're like, oh, sorry. And you'd be half off.
They're like, come to my birthday party. You're like, what?
He's always at a birthday party. He's the piñata. But, yeah, so we got them to be funny. The whole point was, it'll be hilarious to show up to this funeral wearing these ridiculous coats.
Which, I mean, especially both of them. It was really weird. I was walking in, look like the guys on the Boondock Saints or something like that. We just walk in weird, especially in our family. We look like
Morpheus and Neo.
It's not like in our family, and these are like cloth. They weren't leather, but I mean...
They were like wool. Well, mine says like made with 100% wool.
I have a wool top hat, so it'll go really good with my trench coat.
That's why it was so warm, though.
But anyways,
our family's
not that
rent.
kind. They're just, I mean, our cousin was wearing a sports coat,
and he looked like fucking retarded.
Yeah, he did.
It didn't fit him.
Just think with us, we got sports coats that go to our ankles, buttoned up. I mean,
and we weren't wearing slacks or dress shoes.
We looked like Tom off of Tom and Jerry when he. You know what I mean?
We were wearing jeans. The funniest thing, like
a zoot suit or something like that. So long.
The funniest thing.
And I was wearing a ball cap with it.
Yeah, he was wearing a fucking Cubs cap.
Oh shit.
Anyway, the funniest moment. So we got these to be funny. Like, make no mistake. The point was to make people laugh ourselves. But we get out of the car at the funeral place, and there's nobody around because we're at the wrong place. And I'm on one side of the car, and he's on the other. And he puts it on, and he's like, how does it look? And I'm like, dude, it actually doesn't look bad. And as I say it, he steps around the car, and he has on these, like, Nike running shoes with bright green neon laces. And it was the contrast of those shoes with that jacket. I just started laughing. He's like, all right, I'm not wearing it.
This is a really nice jacket. I happen to have, like more classy shoes or whatever in the...
you had better shoes to put on. Like what are they called? Doc Marten type of boots. Yeah. But even with those, it didn't like go together good, but you didn't look retarded.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't care. I mean, at that point, I was tired of shopping at Goodwill for an hour and a half for a fucking sports coat.
It paid off.
Yeah. I mean, I like it.
Really paid off.
If it ever gets that cold again, which it will, 3 times a year, I'll have a trench coat for it.
Well, it paid off because after the funeral, we had to come, like, make another long drive and go to a football game, and it was freezing fucking balls.
Yeah.
And me and you, we had hoodies on with trench coats over it, and we probably looked like we should be working at Goodwill, but everybody else's teeth were chattered, and me and you were up there like sweating because it was so warm under those jackets.
All right, I gotta say something. All right, it's really been bothering me.
Are you coming out?
So next year is gonna be the re-election. All right.
Are you getting
2020,
serious?
right?
Yeah. November, so like a year from now.
Yeah, a year from now, that's when I'm going to do it, and then, like, whenever they do the inauguration or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully there is an inauguration.
Why wouldn't there be?
Well, there wouldn't be if he keeps it.
Oh, he's going to win again.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, can you even name people that are running against him?
No.
There's no big, like, Obama-type star running against him. He's in.
Well, there's, like, another actor,
Well, they were saying The Rock wanted to run for president, but he would be a Republican, I think, so he would have to run against Trump. So if he's going to run, he'll probably run on the next cycle. The Rock. President The Rock.
Oh, God. Dude. I didn't think about that.
I don't know, like, is he like a smart guy? I don't know.
He's sitting there in the Oval Office with his eyebrow, right? You know what I mean? Putin's like, okay, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, the fucking the eyebrow, he's just walking around like in a suit, I guess.
Because, he goes by, like, Dwayne Johnson, but nobody calls him that.
No.
You're still The Rock.
Yeah.
You're always going to be The Rock.
Wow.
The president we have now is the guy from The Apprentice, and you're The Rock. No matter what you say or what, you know what I mean?
Is there anybody else that's, like, famous that said they would?
I don't know. I mean, there's like, you used to always hear about Oprah, but I think
What?
People used to always say that. Because, I mean, look, Donald Trump, he's rich and...
She's like, you get a break in your taxes. You get a break in your taxes.
Yeah. But no, I don't think she was. I don't know who else famous. I mean, if The Rock's running, why not Kevin Hart?
Oh, gosh.
I'd rather have Kevin Hart than The Rock.
Dude, we watched a stupid fucking movie the other day. I mean, I knew it was going to be dumb. I just thought it would be like a dumb action movie. I didn't know it would literally be hard to watch. Hobbs and Shaw.
Heard of it.
We've seen the...
when you say a movie sucks, I know it sucks.
I had to go to my phone because it was so fucking boring. I mean, it was over the top, like, ridiculous. You know, like, they're in fight scenes where there's, like, 30 guys fighting this guy, 30 guys fighting that guy. And they're, like, looking at each other, like, showing off that they're fighting. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's so
That's something
stupid.
that movies would do, like, in the 90s and stuff. But now, like, you can't really
It's not making a joke on it. It's more of, like, a... I don't know. The crowd that watches movies now, like, the audience, like, what people expect of, like, an action movie now is humor. Yeah. And like, I can't stand it. I mean, there gotta be explosions. There's gotta be this and all this CGI. Nothing of it looks real. The fight scenes, it looks like people are being lifted up by cables. You know what I mean? It's just, it's horrible.
It's like on SNL when they did that with Chris Farley.
Yeah, where they didn't flying over the audience.
They didn't expect you to not see the cable.
Yeah.
It's a joke. But in a movie, you don't want to see the... I always look in movies when something happens where a guy, like, lifts up in the air for some reason. I always look to see, and sometimes you can, that his shirt kind of moves up a little. Yeah. I like to see that. But I've not seen Hobbs and Shaw. I guess I won't now because
it's ridiculous.
There are movies that you'll see, and I saw it too, and I'm like, dude,
there's a point where they're on, like,
and you act like you liked it.
I'm guessing they're in, like, Hawaii, and then, like, all this fucking Samoans show up to help fight.
Why are they fighting?
They got an accent, and it's like, I don't know. It's ridiculous.
Is that The Rock?
Yeah.
Is he Hobbs?
Yeah.
He has to be. Hobbs is a more manly name than Shaw.
It's fucking horrible, man. The Shaw guy, I like him. Jason Statham, I like him at like his action movies where he's like kicking people and like throwing stuff. You know, he has that whole like spy feel. You know, I mean that was the whole point of the movie too. Though was he was like a spy kind of guy, and The Rock is a spy, but he's not like a typical spy.
You can't be a spy if you're that big.
They're against each other, but they got to work together.
You can't do much sneaking if you're like 6'5" and you weigh 280.
Yeah, I don't know. It was really fucking ridiculous, dude. But what about, you think there's really like spies like the movies do?
Yes.
No, but I mean like the movies do.
No, not like.
That's what I'm saying.
Not like
yes,
007.
Yes, they have watches that have like a poison dart come out.
That was like.
I mean, I guess that could be.
That was a thing during the Cold War, like between, like
poison watches.
Yeah, like in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. I don't know about poison watches, but all that shit, like where they would like develop some like they had like a pen that you could like push a button and it would like take pictures and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
They had all that.
Yeah, they have that now on the Wish app.
They have
$1.80 shipping and handling. You can get a pen camera or whatever.
Well, they supposedly have or had like a heart attack gun.
This is not a commercial for the Wish app.
No. They have or had or something, a heart attack gun.
A 58-minute commercial for Wish.
All this like dumb bullshit. It's like, Dennys sucks, but you know what doesn't suck?
Yeah.
The Wish app, where you can buy like weird. You know what like the internet thinks of you by what is, because you know how like everything you look up on the internet, it's like in a database. So then, like these companies buy your information so they can like.
Yeah, so I'm like looking up something on Facebook. And then, like, let's say I'm looking for, like, a part for my truck. And then I go, or I'm looking for something online. I go on Facebook, and it's like, you could buy these parts.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? How do they know I was looking this shit up?
Well, when I get those, like, pop-up little ad things for the Wish app, it's always, like, thongs and dildos and stuff. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah. What do they think of me? Yeah. Like, what is...
Yeah. Well, we know what you're shopping for. Right?
Yeah, it's like, what? I've never bought...
You're like, the Wish app is just a porn app, right? A porn... I'm like, what? I'm like, I bought my money clip from there. I bought, like, you know...
I did, though,
They do got a lot of that kind of shit on there, though.
When I went and got a new phone a few months ago, the lady at the thing, she, like, needed my phone to, like, whatever, my old phone. And I had brought it up onto Facebook, and it was, like, the Wish app. So I just closed it at that because I knew she would need it eventually. So when I gave it to her, I opened it and handed it to her, and it was just like, it was like a woman's ass and like a strap on. And I just handed her the phone, and I was like, here you go. And she like looked at it, and I was like, Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I didn't put it there.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want from me?
Yeah.
But, I mean, she
winks.
I have a charge for $7.99 on my credit card. She's waiting by my P.O. box for... But, yeah.
Like, I'll sell you mine used for half the price, right? I would think double, maybe, if she's hot, right?
She wasn't.
Yeah.
Shit. But
she pays you to take it, I guess.
I do see on Facebook, like on those for sale or trade sites,
the market,
people sell like lingerie and shit.
What?
And I'm like, I don't know.
Can't be used.
That's been in your ass.
Yeah. It's like the day after Valentine's Day.
It's got fucking pecker tracks on it. You're like, ugh.
They're like, well, the ass part's torn out.
My husband did use this to gag me while he boofed me from behind. But I mean,
it's
other
like,
than that,
used dildo needs new batteries.
gently used.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. What is it called?
It looks like you sanded the sides of it.
What were you fucking with that?
How did you break this in half? You have a torn rubber dildo.
And where's the other half?
Why does this dildo only have one nut? Is it Lance Armstrong, right?
Dude, I always thought it was weird that those dildos came with balls.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing sexual about balls.
Yeah.
But then I found out why they do. It's so you don't lose it in you. It's like a stop.
Is that what we are the stop? Right? That's why we have balls.
If you lose your dick in somebody, you are fucking the wrong somebody.
Yeah, you're talking to your friends, right? You're like, man, I lost myself in her, right? And they're all like, yeah, it's like,
she does have pretty eyes,
right? And they're like, no, I mean, like, I don't know how to piss anymore, right? Like, she wouldn't give it back, right? Like, I feel like a piece of me is inside her, right?
Oh shit! You have a little necklace for her, and it's like yours has balls and hers has the broken off dick. Oh shit! But yeah, I heard about that because I was actually listening to this podcast, and this dude who is straight likes dildos. Like he fucks himself with dildos.
Okay.
And he was saying that he's like, yeah, I don't have no shame about it. He's like, if I was gay, I'd admit it, but I'm not. I just like that. And I was like, that makes me think, like, why not be gay? A dick's got to be better than a dildo, right? Like, if you like something going in your ass, wouldn't... Anyway. So, but he's... That's where I learned that. He's like, yeah, the reason he's like, I got one with balls, and they all made fun of him. They're like, what a queer. I don't know why that makes him gayer, but it does.
That has balls?
Yeah, because it's like, what are you doing with those balls?
Yeah,
are you licking them?
Now it's like, it's a dude.
Like, if you just have like a long...
it is like a vibrator.
If you just have like a long shaft thing and you use that, it's like, okay.
He's like, I've tried using cucumbers, but I just gotta have something to grab onto it.
Yeah.
Right?
It having ball... If it had an asshole too, you're like, come on, man, where are you going with it?
Yeah.
That's just a dude.
Yeah.
You know?
It's attached to like a full body thing with a beard.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, you're really fucking a dude. That's what it is.
But yeah, that's what he said. He said, I think it's for in your ass is where it's... Because, like...
He gets a dude to fuck him with it?
Like, if you're a woman...
Like, why don't you get your wife to do it?
Like, a vagina has an end.
He's like, she's not as rough.
I like hairy knuckles to be gripping it.
She puts on a fake beard to do it. Right? He reaches back to, like, rub it. Right?
He's like, yeah, rough me up a little first. But, I forgot what I was saying.
Her name's Carol, but he calls her Carl. Right? Anyways.
Yeah, so, but that's what... a woman's vagina has, like, an end.
Okay.
Like, there's a back, right? I mean, I guess I've never gotten to it. But I mean, there's, like, a back to it. An asshole, if something goes up in there, it goes into your, like, intestines. Mm-hmm. So you really want a good set of fucking balls on there. You want the balls of, like, a middle-aged man on your dildo. Mm-hmm. To make sure that it stops. And if it balls and everything goes in, then you have bigger problems than...
You didn't make dildos with, like, hairy balls?
I'm sure.
I mean, they
if you can think of something sexual, it exists.
Yeah, maybe not, though. Maybe, like, I need to get with, like, Mark Cuban and be like, hey, dude, we need to sell these.
Because as much as you would think people would...
He's like, that's not my forte.
He's like, I like shaved balls. Yeah. But if you could think of something, like, somebody's into it. Because you would just automatically think people would rather there not be hair on the ball. Because the hair on balls looks weird.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, the fact that there's hair there, it seems like it's just better that there
I
wasn't.
don't look at a lot of sets, so...
Yeah, but you've seen balls before.
Okay.
But, anyway... Yeah, I would
always end up getting to... We were talking about, like, girls shitting earlier.
Yeah.
And now dudes fucking dildos.
Uh-huh.
You're like, a dude fucking dildos.
Yes.
Hairy,
or maybe just one.
bald dildos.
If you're ever, like, at... Because you were talking about the other day that you had went to one of those, like, sex stores or whatever.
Yeah.
Whenever you're in there, like...
It's weird because how cheap this stuff looks.
But isn't it this, though?
There's, like, a package, and it's, like, got plastic, and it's, like... fishnet stuff in it, and then it's got like a picture of some Asian girl.
Yeah.
Where they're like her legs spread, and there's like, you know, a smiley face over her cooch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you know, it can't show her fucking cooch on there
for some reason.
You know, everything else is out, and it's got her fucking huge fake tits on there with little glowy things on her. You know what I mean? It's like I can see your whole fucking tit.
Yeah.
And then there's a little bitty glow thing. You know,
the nipple's the part that you're not supposed to see.
That's ridiculous.
Because you'll even see some women who have like big tits and they wear a low cut shirt. You can see like 8 inches of like tit crack or whatever. Yeah. Like cleavage. Yeah, I couldn't think of the word.
Tit crack, yeah.
Tit crack's better. But you can see that much of that woman's like breast. But if you could see just a part of her nipple, it would be like dirty.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't understand why on that. Like, what's the difference?
Yeah.
If you see like a good looking woman or someone and you can see that much of her tits, that's like jerkable. Just being able to see her nipple doesn't make it any more jerkable, really.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
That's just like the guys have given girls the illusion that it's okay if your nipples isn't showing.
I think we've slowly been moving it down because it used to be that women would not show any. Like they would have.
They'd be like, "Hey, stop showing guys your neck. That's the only thing. Yeah. You can't let guys see your neck. Yeah. They're all just a girl completely naked but wearing a scarf, right? Guys aren't looking at anything; they're just looking at her neck, right?
Whatever they tell you can't see is what you would want to see for sure.
Yeah.
Like they used to, women, you would never see any of their leg. So if you saw like just part of her ankle, you'd be like, you know, that would be in your fucking spank bank for years.
Yeah.
And then now you regularly would see women.
Yeah, they showed it on that movie, The Time Machine, where as the skirts got higher.
Yeah. They shows them. But now you regularly see like this is the crazy thing is you'll see women sitting with real short shorts and their legs are apart. It used to you would always like our little sister, you know, we like raised her or whatever. And when she would be sitting like that, you would say, "Hey, close your legs or cross your legs or something." Mm-hmm. But I always teach her that. But now you like all the time you'd be somewhere and some girls just sitting how like a dude sits with short shorts, and it's like that's become acceptable now. So how far are we gonna go?
Yeah.
Eventually, some girls just sitting there just spreading their gash, like watching TV. You know, she's got her little hook fingers on both sides, opening it up, and you're like, that's just normal.
Airing it out.
Yeah.
Right.
Oof. If it needs to be aired out, I don't think I want to look at it.
It's Queef 30. Okay, anyways, this has been episode 97. So, what was I going to say? Go on to iTunes or whatever the fuck platform you listen to this to. I don't know what everybody's listening to this on.
I looked it on there, and it used
Spotify.
It used to be
Stitcher.
mostly iTunes, and now it's mostly not iTunes.
Okay. I don't know. I have iTunes, so anyways, please go rate, review, go on Facebook or iTunes, wherever you want, and please tell us how we're doing, all right?
Okay, we always say, tell all your friends. If you like it, tell all your friends, and they'll like it. Mm-hmm. Be sure when you tell your friends that they listen to it on their own device.
All right, this is what I want you to do. I want you, the next time you're going to go to a public restroom, to take a Sharpie marker with you. And on the stall, write the Bad Vibe Podcast.
Yes.
All right, just do it. No matter where, they're not going to know it was you.
We did.
How are they going to know it was you?
We started doing it.
They're going to think we were all over the United States or world doing this, and that's fine with me because I can prove that I wasn't. I can prove that I wasn't in New York City last night.
If you have to go to court over somebody scribbled something on a bathroom stall, I want to be your lawyer.
Yeah, because if you're sitting there taking a shit and you see all the writing in there, do you think those people are in prison?
Exactly.
I mean, they might be.
And if you're a girl taking a shit, that's really like on brand of this episode. So you would write the Bad Vibe Podcast, episode 97.
Yes.
You know, if you're a girl taking a shit.
Yeah, put that on there. That's the best way to spread word because everybody's has to have something to read in there.
That really is, like, honestly, that is the number one. That's our new, like, marketing campaign.
Yeah.
Sharpie marker, the Bad Vibe Podcast, say listen to or say whatever you want, but write that on bathroom stalls, wherever you are. Wherever you are, that, like, if you're at a phone booth for some reason.
If you're in the White House.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
If you're in the White House and you're in the one, write it on the fucking wall. I want to see that on fucking Facebook. Trump saying something on Twitter, saying the Bad Vibe Podcast. Right? Anyways, all right, so this has been episode 97. And as always, if you're listening to this, you are the Bad Vibe.